Today, I'm going to try to talk about a lot of things in a little amount of time, so I'm going to speak fast. Two different kinds of conflicts, differentiations. One, there's internal conflict and external conflict. So in Brave, the external conflict is Merida is being attacked by an evil bear, basically. The internal conflict is Merida and her mother have conflict and unresolved tension between them, and inside of Merida, she needs to feel independent and grow up and still feel close to her mother. So, what works so well about Brave, what is so cool, what I love about Brave, is that the two seamlessly work together so that in the climax, without saying any big spoilers, it's like the conflicts collide. So she has to take on the bear with her mother as her partner, her mother being a bear too, and all these magic things are happening, but at the same time, there's internal conflict happening. She's resolving her issues with her mother and her sense of self, and she's fighting the evil bear. Beautiful. So, another kind of conflict. There is conflict where you have to fight really hard to win, and there's conflict where you have to make a decision to win. That's vastly simplified, I realize that. But in your average video game, it's conflict type number one. You're fighting bad guys, you're fucking them up, you're whatever, going through levels and levels, and then you get to the big bad guy, and then you kill the big bad guy, and then you win. Conflict type number one. Conflict type number two, where you're making a decision, is, you either gotta save the world or save your best friend. And then you do one and the other thing falls apart. And usually you get both because you make the decision right or whatever, but it's a more complex thing. And so I just saw the first episode of Orphan Black, which was fucking awesome. It starts out with this character, Sarah, whose life is kind of a mess. She's walking on a train platform. She's having all kinds of issues with her regular old life. She sees the person that looks exactly like her but is dressed differently, and then that woman jumps in front of a train. Sarah looks over and sees the woman's bags and shoes sitting right there. She left them before she jumped on the train, in front of the train. Now, right there in that moment, Sarah has a decision to make. She can either walk away, pretend it never happened, that was just weird, or she can take the woman's stuff and then see what's inside it. Now, she does that, which is what sets off the entire action into happening. That's what makes the story so good, is that this character is curious, and she basically moves throughout the whole first episode. She keeps making decisions that bring her deeper into this world. Internally, the internal conflict that she's going through is her life is a mess. She doesn't have custody of her daughter. She's involved with all these drug addicts and drug situations that are not healthy for her, clearly, and it's a disaster. So she's trying to get to a better place internally and externally. And then on the action level, externally, she's trying to survive, because as soon as she basically takes that one action, things start cascading into a situation where her life is in danger all the time. The last scene, she gets in a car. Sarah gets in a car. Another woman that looks exactly like her but is dressed totally different gets in the car too and starts talking to her, realizes that she is not who she said she is, because at this point she's disguised herself as the woman that jumped in front of the train. And then that woman that gets in the car gets her head blown off. Now, Sarah starts driving. The phone starts ringing. The woman's phone. She has a decision to make. Mind you, at the same time, she is dodging and driving the car in a way to avoid getting shot, because whoever shot the first lady is still shooting at her. All of these things have come together in an amazing way. She's trying to save her life. External conflict is happening in a major way. She's getting shot at. Her life, which is a mess, internally she's trying to take steps to make her life better. She's doing it in a ridiculous way, but she is trying to figure out a way to get out of the mess that her life has become. Finally, she has a decision to make. So she can answer the phone, which will drag her deeper into this whole world of people that look exactly like her getting killed, or she can just keep driving and leave it all behind and try to piece it all back together. She has a choice. Now, that is a powerful last moment for us to land on, because we're sitting there on the edge of our seats already because she's getting shot at, and we like her. She's a likable character, and she's about to get killed maybe, and people are dying all around her, boom, 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 and meanwhile she has to make this choice about whether to go deeper in or not, and we want her to, even though we know that it'll be more of a fuck up in her life. What does she do? She answers the phone. The episode ends.